Good evening, welcome to another video. It's the evening, it's just gone 6:15. I'm down the canal with the dog, as you can see. Just for a couple of hours, we're just fishing to dark. I've come out on a Sunday, which I don't normally do, but circumstances were such that I could get out. Chores done for the day, bit of DIY, and my wife and youngest daughter decided to put a 1,000-piece jigsaw together, so I got out of there quick. Dog needed a walk as well. So I've come out, as I say, a couple of hours. We can fish into dark if we fancy it, to do a bit of waggler fishing, a bit of silvers fishing. I bought the waggler rod. I've also got a ledger rod with me as well. I've come to a fairly local stretch as I've not got too long, probably a couple of hours till it gets dark, and a spot where I've had success in previous seasons or closed seasons, not this one yet. So yeah, we'll have a go, and I've just seen a fish move here, so I've stopped here, put a little bit of Dynamite Match Original ground bait in with some betaine pellets in it, just some tiny little 2mm betaine pellets in it. I've dropped a bit in by some reeds next to me as well, and I've baited a spot just on the way down. I'm not sure how we're going to get on, because I was hoping there wouldn't be any boats moving, being as it's the evening, but as I walked up here I passed one that was coming along, so it's still clearly still moving. The towpath, sorry, the canal has been towing whilst we've been walking up here, but it's just stopped, so maybe they're going to moor up somewhere. Fingers crossed. Hey, oh, there's a family of ducks and ducklings up there. Wonderful. So hopefully we get some roach, some hybrids, perhaps some bream, who knows what. There's even some carp in this stretch. Got smashed up a few years ago by one when doing some similar thing we're going to do tonight. Right, we haven't got long, as I say, so enough waffle. I'll get the gear sorted out, run you quickly through it, and we'll get cracking. What I'm going to do is get this ledger rod out, down to these reeds you can see, just on the inside here. I've baited up, as I say, I've just dropped some bait in there. Oh, the canal's towing again. Clearly, boat's still moving. I think we'll just ledger along to there, and then we'll fish a waggler out in front, if we can actually fish the waggler in this flow. Hopefully we can. I'm really hoping that we get a bit of peace this evening. I was going to get out this morning and do a bit. My friend Mick came, well, went to a different stretch and came to this one. But unfortunately the Stratford Half Marathon's on today and my road is closed, so I could not get out. Literally couldn't get out. My eldest daughter was 20 minutes late for work because they wouldn't even let her through on a push bike. Utterly ridiculous, but there you go. Right, we'll get this along there, as I say. Apologies for the squeaky chair. We'll get this along, drop it right in there. Just over that bait we put in, just there. We can keep an eye on that from here, obviously. Just watch the tip. I'll back the clutch off just in case something ridiculous happens. Like we all got carp or something. I'm not carp fishing as such. Got a couple of maggots on a size 16, so yeah, I'm really not carp fishing. But you just never know. As I say, there are some around in here. Right, waggler rod. So to run you through the gear, the ledge rod is my Drennan ultralight mini feeder. Got Dower Ninja LT 2000 reel on there, and here I've got my Dower Matchman pellet waggler rod, 13 foot. Something going on. I've got a Drake Canal waggler on there, 4BB, and I've got a Dower 125M close face reel there, the one that was supplied by Stuart at Artisan Angling, and that's it, simple as that. Right, as I say, the canal is still towing. They don't give up, these boaters, they don't give up easily. I really do hope it will stop. I hope they're going to moor up somewhere. Give us a bit of peace, because if they don't, it's going to make this float fishing very, very tricky. Well, hopefully we can have a few fish. Nice fish in here. Nice roach, nice bream, but it's one of those places that's very, very hot and cold. We might do really well, we might blank. Or anything in between. Right, let's see if how that waggler's going to behave. I can always stick a bigger float on, but I don't really want to start messing about with floats and things, as we're very limited on time. We'll give it perhaps an hour here, see how we get on. If we don't do anything, we'll get off around that bend there where I'll put some bait in as well. Just baited that as a sort of backup spot really. Alright, that's a bite. Oh, I missed that. Well, that caught me unawares. Right, let's just shut up a little bit. Well, there's some fish here. What's prompted me to come out tonight as well is that tomorrow it's going to chuck it down with rain. It's going to be 5 degrees. I think it's going to switch everything off for at least a few days. Alright, that was a bite, or was it? Yes, that's a bite. There we go. What's this? Ooh, really soft. This is a hybrid, perhaps? Maybe it's a bream. I think it's going crazy enough to be a hybrid. Huh. Wonderful. It's a reasonable fish, to be fair. Hopefully you can see what's going on. Looks like a hybrid. Oh, no, it's a bream. Fab. We're off the mark. Wonderful. Well, he's no monster. Dog's interested. I'd say he's no monster, but it's a start. Well, there he is. Cracking stuff. Got a leech on him now, we'll relieve him of that. There we go. Right, we'll return him up the canal somewhere up there so he doesn't disturb the swim. Well, that's a cracking start. You'll be fishing about 10 minutes or so, something like that. No keep net or anything today because we're having such a short session, so returning these fish straight away. Just put him back in up the bank there, 10-15 metres up the bank. Hopefully far enough away there he won't disturb the fish in the swim. Hopefully there's a few more. I'm just got this float shotted with the correct shot in, but one of the BBs I've got on the bottom, so it's just holding it in place. It's just enough to hold it in place, and the current is just sort of taking the float so that there's about 20 mil of tip showing. It's just nice. Well, these are a bit tricky to see. I've got one of these with a yellow tip on it. Might be a bit easier to see that. I might change it over. Just use a float adapter, so it's really easy to just take one out, stick another one in. I actually make my own because the shop bought ones don't seem to last very long. I just use a tiny little swivel and a piece of anti-tangle tube, soft anti-tangle tube. Just make my own float adapters that way. Works really well. Obviously you need to adapt the shot in very slightly because you've got a swivel under the float. Nothing on this inside rod yet. It's possibly a bit better of a morning spot down there really. Get a lot of disturbance on the towpath. Although I haven't seen anyone today, but I do know from past experience that people do walk along here with their dogs and stuff. So it may be that that's a sort of spot fish get into when they've been undisturbed all night. Worth a go though. At least we can cover two areas at the same time. You know, if we're getting lots of bites over here and nothing here, we can have a move along there and fish to float in the edge. I'd rather fish to float, I have to say. Oh, so nice to say, next to the canal. It's quiet and peaceful. The dog's probably not helping with that spot down the inside either. Don't know about curiosity killed the cat. This dog has to get her nose into everything. Little fish just jumped out over there. There's clearly some fish around. I haven't run through baits, have I? I've run through ground bait. I've got maggots, worms and bread. So worms and bread as change baits really. I'm intending on sort of concentrating on maggots. Well, I am thinking of sticking a worm on this rod along here. Not getting any indications there's any fish around. Often only being sort of 3.5, 4 foot deep, you get lots of indications when there's fish about on the float. It moves around and it dips and there's nothing happening at all at the moment. Oh, like, blimey. God, that shot off, didn't it? Wow. What's this? Absolutely tore off. It's coming in like a dog on a lead now. I need to get that rod out of the way. Sharpish. God, blimey. God, it's got to be a hybrid. Tearing off like that. Blimey. Yeah, it is. Not even very big. It's a nice one. Wow. That's cracking. Absolutely fantastic. Wonderful. God, I thought we could take the rod in. Yeah, definitely a roach bream hybrid, that one. Definitely some roach in there, but plenty of bream as well. Wonderful. Oh, I'm thoroughly enjoying this, I have to say. Well, that worked like a charm, didn't it? Absolutely fantastic. I think we'll stick with the maggots. There's clearly some fish there as well, so I'm not going to go mad with the feed, but we've just got a tiny little feeder on here, as I say. We'll drop that back in again. A little bit more bait. Well, this is a bit of fun, isn't it? Where that tore off, I wondered what it was. Screamer. Well, if we're going to get some bites like that over there, if there's some hybrids around over there, then we'll get the float over there, but we'll just see for now. I was just contemplating a move just along there a little bit. Just really to see if there are some more fish along there, because it did seem for the last 5 or 10 minutes there's been a few fish moving just to my left, maybe 10 metres to my left, which is where I saw the original sort of splashing when I came up here. Well, not splashing exactly, sort of bow waves and stuff. It's very quiet on this baited spot. Bizarrely quiet, considering there seem to be some fish about. I reckon I am going to just go along there, perhaps about 10 metres. I feel like I should be here somewhere, not where we are. This feels about right. Seems to be sort of the epicentre of everything I'm seeing happening here. Let's just drop this in for a just for 10 minutes, 5 minutes even. No, there's nothing doing there, nothing obvious anyway, nothing straight away. Right, that's enough sitting around, getting no bites. I'm going to get off down there to that other spot we baited up on the way up. It's only 40-50 metres just down there. Right, same drill I think. I'm going to drop a bait in down the edge here by these reeds. It's actually just reminded me coming sitting here. I've been here for, well, since last close season. I actually remember last close season seeing a carp in here, in the edge. I say, not that we're really carp fishing. Well, not that we're at all carp fishing. But that gear may well be capable of getting one out. So we've got a chance if we hook a carp. Right, I seem to remember it's a little bit deeper here from memory. Oh, that's gone down okay. Right, come on fishes. Well, I guess that boat we saw has moored up because they'd have been here by now if they hadn't. There's about 3 locks to go through to get to here, but they've certainly been up here by now. Alright. Straight away, float shot under. Well, that's almost made the move worthwhile already. Plus I'm not sitting in a wind tunnel like I was up there. It's a bit warmer as well. Well, that was a proper bite. Shot under. Certainly looks quite roachy. Let's catch a few roach. Caught me completely unawares. Alright. There we go. Float just shot out of the water. What we got here? There's a reasonable fish. Ooh, no. Bream? I think it is. It's all wrapped up, I think. I don't think he's foul hooked. No, it's not foul hooked, it's just wrapped up. Oh, that's a nice bream. That'll do. Wonderful. The move's paid off. Well, there we are. Cracking stuff. That's fantastic. Right, we'll go and put it back a bit further along, as we have been doing. Well, that was lovely. That was a proper lift bite. Float just... It was about that much the tip showing, and it just did that. Fantastic. Covers my gear in slime, of course. Right, something's just splashed out down there. Right in the middle of the cut. A big splash. I'm thinking about a move now if we hadn't had a bite and some indications here as to where that fish has moved. Well, another fish has moved to my left. Perhaps we've dropped into the wrong place again. No, I mean, I think there's probably fish all along here. We've seen fish move down that way a couple of times to our left. Obviously we've caught a fish here. I'm not going to give it too much longer, I don't think. I did think I might fish into dark, but that was really if it was fishing well, but it's not. It's not fishing well at all. It's okay. We've had a few fish. But you know, it's quite a long wait between bites. There's not a lot happening between bites either. It's not like I'm sort of sitting here thinking, "Ooh, I'm going to get a bite any second." The float is just not moving. And the very odd little indication on the float. But there's really not any numbers of fish around. Well, yeah, similar to that first swim we've sort of got in here. I had one bite. One really rapid bite, and then 10 or 15 minutes later I caught another fish on the float, and then that's been it. I was sort of feeding, but fairly sparsely. I don't want to overfeed the fish. They don't seem that bothered today about feed. You know, there's very little indications on the float. Like I say, we're fishing 3.5, 4 foot deep, and very sensitively like we are. If a fish even brushes a line or even, you know, moves past the line, the float will register something, but it's not. It's not moving. All right, there we go. Well, we've had to wait for that bite. Beautiful lift bite again. Just come off. It's come off. No slime. That was a roach, wasn't it? Oh, God. That is very, very annoying. Felt like a roach as well. I waited about half an hour for that bite. It's so annoying. Just thinking, oh, this isn't happening, we need to go home. Let's put this float on. I had it on a bit earlier, just when the light was changing. And then I went back to the orange. Oh, that is so annoying. Oh, it's a roach. It felt like a roach. There's no slime up the line. I think I'm going to put the torch on, just so we can see these bites a bit better. Hopefully we'll get another one. Well, we may have completely wrecked the swim losing that fish, although we did get it quite a long way in here before it come off, but it wouldn't surprise me if that hasn't spooked a lot of them. I love watching a float in the torchlight. It's wonderful. If this one was moving a bit more, it'd be nice. But it is nice. It is nice to just sit and watch it. Just got a torch down to my left here. His battery's running out a bit by looking at where it's flashing, but it will certainly do enough that we need for tonight. I'm not going to say too much longer now. If we hadn't just lost that roach, what I'm sure was a roach, I probably wouldn't be here now, to be honest. All right. That's something. Definitely a bit of a liner there. Float's just moved a few inches downstream. There we go, it's just come up, lifted. There's something in the swim now. That's a bite, surely. Well, that's annoying. something there, definitely. Sure that was a bite then. Looks like it was a liner again. Well, bit of action all of a sudden. Alright, another. There's definitely something down there now. This is what I was saying earlier about you can tell when there's fish down there. So that boat, that float then again, it's just lifted out of the water and gone back down again. There's clearly some fish around. There's something in the swim. Just knocking into the line. And again, it's just lifted. Dipped again. It's lifted again, look. So if you can see that on the camera, that's surely a bite. Yes, it is. Oh, what's this? This feels like same, a little bit the same as the last one, but not overly. This is a bit more head shaky. Yeah, this is a bream. Could be a hybrid. Well, there we are. Nice. I think it's a bream. I don't think there's any roach in there. It's left us some slime up the line as well, as you can see. Right. I was going to give it till 9 o'clock. It's about 10 to now, so I think we'll slip this fella back just along the bank here, and we'll give it another 10 minutes. Right, that's me done. That's gone very quiet again, so I'm going to call it a day there. There's clearly no fish in the swim again. Nothing knocking the float or no liners or anything happening. So yeah, clearly no more fish in the swim. It would appear anyway. So we've had a few fish this evening. We've fished for just under 3 hours, 2 3/4 hours. So we've had a few fish, so certainly can't complain at that. And it's nice to have a few from this stretch as well. As I say, it can be very, very moody up here. On its day, it's absolutely cracking. But on other days, it can be impossible not to crack. So yeah, very happy with that, and a bit of an impromptu session. Now, as I say, tomorrow it's going to chuck it down with rain. It's going to be not good at all. I don't think for the forthcoming days it's going to knock the water temperature back. So I think things might be a bit tough. So we'll get out, I think, sort of midweek to later on in the week. We'll leave it till then, I think, till things perhaps settle down a little bit more. We'll perhaps do some predator fishing, perhaps do some more silvers fishing on a different stretch. And I've also got some sessions booked over at Linear, so I'm going to get down there in the forthcoming weeks as well. I've got a few sessions booked down there to do some tench fishing, although I'm not sure how it's going to be since it hasn't warmed up too much with the water temperature here still 12 degrees. I'm not sure what it's going to be in those pits, but we're booked on, so we'll have a crack. Anyway, I'm waffling, time to go home. Thank you very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed that. Tight lines, enjoy your own angling. Many thanks to the channel patrons for your fantastic support, and I'll see you again very soon.